Okay, so what's up, y'all? It's Carlisa Victoria. I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'm actually gonna just be talking about my third COVID testing. So as you guys know, I tested positive for COVID back in December. It was December 19th that I got tested. Then I got results of positive, and then I ended up basically retesting December 29th. So basically the instructions were to self-quarantine for 10 days. Once you felt better, it's almost like you didn't have to self-isolate anymore. But if you still felt sick, then you had to you basically had to like still self-isolate an additional 24 hours. So I ended up, I think that I had got COVID like maybe 3 to 4 days before actually testing, and I just didn't test yet. So then when I tested positive the first time, I ended up, you know, quarantining. I was sick, I was all of that, I had all the symptoms, everything. So then I quarantined, and then after the 10 days, I actually came back on the 11th day to retest, and my second test was still positive. Now our instructions, as well as other people in other states that I've talked to, were after the 10 days, like, you no longer had to self-isolate. So I don't know if that meant that COVID was no longer, like, people who had COVID weren't contagious at that point after 10 days. I'm not exactly sure why globally they tell us we don't have to self-isolate after the 10 days if you're feeling better. So that's the only assumption I can come to. So today I'm going to be asking questions about that, and then I'm also, okay, so my camera kind of like, so basically today I'm gonna be asking questions about that because I still do want to know how long does COVID basically stay in one's body, because for me it's almost been a month. I think we're like a couple days away from being a month. So this is my third test. I'm praying and hoping that it's negative because I just haven't been around my loved ones or anything like that. So I said a prayer in the shower that it's negative. It's an emotional toll on you as well, because, you know, like when people know that you have COVID, or even you knowing you have COVID, it's like you just don't be around people like that, especially the people you care for. Now, because we were told that we didn't have to self-isolate anymore after the 10 days, for me, it's like I still haven't been going out and having like good times. I've just literally, like, if I have an emergency store run or something, that's when I leave the house. Like now, I had to come up here and get tested. So I literally drove almost an hour to get to the testing facility, because the ones that we have like locally by my house, actually the testing like lines can be like 4 hours in length. So I actually scheduled a test. If you didn't know, you can schedule a test through CVS. The problem is the test dates always fill up. So I found a test date actually open for today, and I scheduled it yesterday, and it had a timer. So basically, if you did not put in all your information within those 14 minutes, because the timer was counting down, then I would have lost the spot. So I was super glad that I was able to get the spot, but there was nowhere locally. I had to search my city instead of searching my zip code, because that's how bad I wanted to get this test out the way. I'm just ready to get this sickness out of my body so I can start getting back to work. I have a lot of things to do, but you know, this has kind of been holding your girl up, but it is what it is. So yeah, so I guess hopefully when I get this test, I selected rapid. So for the people who don't know about COVID, rapid testing is when you get results within within like, normally for me, I got my results within like an hour, 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes from the facilities I went to rapid. So here, I'm not sure what's the time frame, but yeah, I'll get the results more than likely today because it's rapid. But I'm just hoping that this positive goes away and it's negative. So apparently I spoke to the woman in the last facility, like, who, you know, basically distributes results, and I asked her, I said how accurate are these tests? And she said 80%. And I said 20% inaccuracy is a huge number to be diagnosing people with COVID. So then somehow in the conversation, we got to a point where basically she was saying that there's a test called the antigen test, which I guess is an 80 to 20%. And I don't know how true this is, but this is what we said. So there's an 80% chance with the antigen test that is accurate. And then with the PCR or the PC, don't quote me, it's a PC something, that test basically tests 100% accuracy, but you don't get the results back until like 2 days, 48 hours or so. So for people who are, you know, might have gotten COVID, I would definitely say to avoid those free tests and having to wait in lines, try scheduling a COVID test through CVS. It would be online, so just go to CVS website. If you go in a pharmacy and try to ask them about it, they're not really going to be, you know, they're not going to give you a lot of knowledge. They're going to tell you to go online. So go online, put in the information, figure out when you can actually, you know, like test, and then set a date. You might have to keep coming back every day because the testing facilities fill up. Then you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want the test, because how far will you go? For me, I drove an hour because I really need this test done and I don't want to wait in a 4-hour line. So you just got to ask yourself, like, how far will I go for this test? My test is at 11:30. I actually arrived at 11 o'clock. But I went to the gas station across the street to get gas just because I knew that that would probably be the smartest thing to do while I had 30 minutes of time to wait for. So I don't know how this goes, but I'm definitely gonna let them know. Don't be sticking that thing all the way up my nose because it'd be affecting my allergies. And yeah, so this morning I actually kind of had a detox water. So I had like all of my detox water, as you guys can see. And now I'm drinking a coconut sparkling sunrise water. So yeah, I pretty much had a productive like drink morning routine. I probably have to go to the bathroom again soon because I've been drinking a lot. But that was a nice way to get my morning started with some detox water. I'm super excited about the day. I'm feeling optimistic that my results are going to be negative. I'm grateful for waking up this morning. And even if we're not even going to say even if they're not, I'm feeling that they're going to be negative. If they're not, y'all, it's something really wrong. Like, they need to start telling, because they're not telling people how long this can live up in the body. You know, they say quarantine for 10 days. It used to be 14. Now they've been telling people 10 days. So they're saying that, but yeah. So I've seen that people who have it more severe, maybe it stays in the body a bit longer, and I know that I was pretty sick, so we'll see. But I'm very optimistic. We'll see how things go. Yeah, but they basically need to come on, so I'll come back on the camera and give you guys an update on my results once I guess once I probably won't have them when I'm leaving, but I'll give you guys an update on how everything went and did I get my questions answered. That way people can basically be more informed through my videos. I kind of want to make this a Q&A type vibe, so if you have any questions about COVID symptoms or testing info, I feel like as a person having tested positive back-to-back twice, I could shed some light on some situations if people have questions. I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, I'm none of that, but if you want to ask me basic questions about like my experience or, you know, things that I might be able to answer, comment in the comment section below. If I don't know the answer, I have no problem letting you know I don't know the answer. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video at this point right now. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give you guys an update of the results, and I'm also gonna give you guys an update of did my questions get answered, so I can answer some of y'all's questions. So stay tuned and I will see you all later. So hey y'all, I just wanted to end out the vlog. So I just got my test results. As you guys know, I've taken the COVID test 3 times. Today was my 3rd time. So I tested positive twice for COVID back-to-back, so I'm assuming after my first test it just wasn't out of my system. I've now tested for the 3rd time, and your girl is proud to say that we are negative. So for all the prayers and for all of the text messages and all the phone calls of love that I receive, I just want to say thank you guys so much. You don't understand how those prayers and how those things really meant a lot to me. I've experienced so many trying times as I've been battling COVID. I was a person who had almost all of the symptoms, so I was very sick. There was days where I didn't know that I would actually like make it. I thought that like literally life could be over for me. So to be able to have made that, like, and I was the type of person who always like just felt like COVID is government made up, like it's gonna take it to happen to me to believe it. It's sad that that's how we are as humans. And even when I started to see that lots of people were dying and stuff like that, I had a feeling of, okay, they have other ailments that's causing them to die, but what is really COVID? Because I'm a person who, whenever I get sick, I catch symptoms. And it had been almost a year COVID had been out, and I have not like caught drastic symptoms that kept me bound to a bed. So for me to literally be bound to the bed, losing 8 pounds in a couple days, not having an appetite for 2 to 3 weeks, being pale in the face, lips looking blue some days, you know, eyes sunken, for me to have gone through what I've been through and me to make it out on the other side, I have nobody to thank but really God. And then after God, I have y'all to thank, because those prayers, those text messages, those phone calls, that's what got me through. And there was days where, like I said, and I'm a private person, so the only way you would have known it, that I was with COVID, was if I said something, which I felt like I needed to, because I had ghosted Vlogmas on YouTube. And then if you just know you hadn't heard from me or something like that, then that was a flag, you know what I mean? So thank you guys who thought to reach out, because, you know, like, oh, we haven't heard from her, blah blah blah. Thank you. So let me just send this message while I'm on camera, because I'm gonna forget. Give me 1 second, y'all. Like I said, thank you guys so much for everything. I really appreciate it. I'm about to get on the road. Oh, my coffee is hitting the spot. It's good as I don't know what. I've only had which I need to do another video. I'm gonna do another video while I'm sitting here. But thank you guys so much for the support. Just make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, like I said earlier in the video, if you have any questions about how you could basically like overcome COVID, like if you guys want my opinion as to what I did for certain things, how I boosted my immunity, how I beat COVID, how I did X, Y, and Z, then I would definitely tell you guys to make sure you just drop comments in the comment section below. I don't really want to address comments and things like that in my messages and stuff like that. My DMs fill up and stuff, and I try not to deal with my YouTube on my DMs. So if you are on my YouTube channel and you gotta, you want to say anything or anything, the best way to contact me, the best way to actually drop a comment for me to read and see is in the comment section. I manage and operate like 7 Instagrams for all of my businesses, and I'm back and forth a lot, and DM checking is like, it's overwhelming at times because I'm literally trying to manage the content that is happening. So just like I said, I'd prefer if you guys want to make any comments or anything, just comment in the comment section below. But thank you guys so much for the support. We are now negative for our COVID results, and like I said, I couldn't be more proud. So I'm about to shoot another video for you guys that's just going to talk about what the plans are, what the goals are for the day. So make sure you guys subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll be back with another video.
It's only 11 something.